YouTube, I'm back with another video, and this video is like a review on some e.l.f. products that I bought recently, and basically update you on some products that I bought, and because I've tested them, to tell you what I think. And one of the products that I wanted to talk about was the e.l.f. Lengthening Mascara. When I first bought this product, it gave a light coverage to my lashes, which was fine because the product did cost $1, no more than $2. And it was fine. I could apply a few extra coats to get a thick coat. But as the few days passed by and I used it more, I've noticed that more and more product is clumping up on the wand, and it's like the product is getting very clumpy. I guess that maybe it has to do something with the air. One thing I don't do to my mascaras is pump the wand, because that causes the formula to dry up more and air to bubble up in there. So I was very disappointed in this because it's very clumpy, and I don't like that. And I do love e.l.f. Cosmetics, but you do get what you paid for, and some of the products are great, but some of them, miss the mark. Another product that I bought that was a huge disappointment, oh my goodness. I went to, Walgreens, and I wanted to try out a different foundation. I usually like to buy foundations that are medium to light coverage. And I wanted to try something out that wasn't too expensive. And one product that was on sale was Rimmel by London. And during the summer, my skin is super freaking oily. Oily freaking everywhere. So I've been trying different things on my skin, different foundations, because some foundations, like for example, the ID Bare Minerals, that specific type of mineralized foundation, it makes my skin itch in the sun. When I start to kind of sweat a little bit, it makes my skin itch so bad. So I stopped using that, and I loved it. The coverage was great. It's just it made my face itch. So I wanted to try something else, and not all mineralized products make my face itch, but that one seemed to just do it for me. And then I said, hey, this is in sale, let me try it out. So I bought the Rimmel London Stay Matte foundation, and this is shade 200 Soft Beige. Now this product will be great if you don't have a porous skin. My skin tends to get really porous where my nose area is. So when I applied it with a stipple brush. And this is e.l.f.'s stipple brush. And when I put it on my a Petri dish, and when I applied some of the product to the dish, and trying to get the product in there, it just looked streaky. I would try to blend it in, and it was just so streaky. And once I try to blend it in, you could still see streak marks, because I was actually just patting it in there, but it looked like I just took it and just brushed it on, and it was horrible. And when I finally blended it slightly, you could still see the streak marks. You can see my pores a mile away. When I wear foundation, I like it to look seamless, like there's nothing there, like it's my bare skin. I don't like to look airbrushed, or like I have 15 coats of foundation, but it's very well applied. But like for example, some women like to wear foundation, but they wear so much foundation, it is flawlessly applied, but you can tell that that person has like 15 coats, like 15 layers of foundation. I don't like that. I like my skin to look neutral, and I like my face to be able to breathe. And this foundation, it was a huge disappointment, because my pores just showed it. It accentuated my pores, and it looked streaky. I even tried using this brush here, I tried even, because it was so streaky, I figured, well, let me try this one since the stipple brush, well, it wasn't working, and it was horrible. Horrible experience. So maybe it was just my skin type, but for my skin type, which is oily and porous, this does not work. So I don't know what I'm gonna use this for, because I just wasted like $6-7. Maybe it'll work for I don't know what I would use that for. Maybe it's just my type of face chemistry and oils. I don't know. But one product that I did buy that I really did like was the Rimmel London Match Perfection Foundation. Now, please don't think that I'm here to bash the company. I'm not. I'm just here to rate the product that's in the tubing. This was horrible, but this I liked. And it was on sale, of course, for $5 and some change. And this was shade 240 soft beige. And I really, really like this. This is, it's between light and medium coverage. And it goes on the skin seamless. One thing you have to be careful is not to over apply, because again, this, if you have porous skin, especially my nose is really porous, it'll accentuate that. And so you have to really blend it. And what I like to do when I blend up my foundations, I take this is a bottled water that I put in a bottle, and I like to spray it on my brush. But what I like to do is I like to spray it from far away and just let the mist hit the brush to help blend my foundation in. I do that with liquid and powder foundation. And I like this foundation. I wore it to work all day and it lasted just fine. It didn't make my skin feel heavy. Overall, I really like this product. If you're looking for a foundation that's not too expensive, try the Rimmel London Match Perfection Foundation. That's a good product. Now, one of my favorite products right now that I've been using that I'm in love for right now is my MAC Oil Control Lotion. This is amazing when it comes to my oily skin. When I shower, my routine morning and night is I use Proactive for my skin, and it does come with a daily oil control lotion. Well, in this wintertime, that's enough to control the oiliness in my skin. But in the summertime, it's not enough. My face will still feel oily. So once I apply this, my skin, it doesn't stop my face from getting oily, but it makes it to where you do not want to completely take away the oils from the skin. But this just leaves just enough to where my face does not feel oily, but I still have the natural oils in my face. Another product that I liked that I bought in my local grocery store at Walgreens was the Rimmel London Stay Matte Powder. And it's Silky Beige 005. And it's looks like this. This is a medium coverage powder, and I'm happy with it. It's not the best product I've ever used, but I like to use concealer and liquid foundation or powder foundation where I need it. When I'm using liquid foundation in my face, I tend to use light to medium coverage because I like to set it with a powder, a light to medium coverage powder. In this powder, I like the way it covers my skin. It doesn't feel itchy throughout the day when I'm sweating. When I don't sweat profusely, but when I wear makeup, if I'm gonna sweat profusely, I don't wear makeup. I don't. But when it's our bodies naturally sweat, but when it's just a little bit, not just like little, when it starts, it's kind of hard to explain. When it's like you starting to sweat, that's when my skin tends to get itchy, depending on the product that I'm using, and this doesn't do that. And this is a very light coverage. It's lightweight, and I really like it. The only thing is you have to be very careful when applying this, because if you apply too much, it will pour up your pores, and it'll accentuate your pores. And lastly, my e.l.f. brush cleanser. Now, I've been trying this out for about a week now, and so far I'm happy with it. I use this every day on my brushes, and I wash my brushes once a week. Now, I do have to say that I have to like almost saturate my brush and continuously spray it to get the color off my brushes. But for $2, you know, you can't beat that. But it does go fairly quickly. And that's the only downside I see, is that you gotta spray your brush, wipe it off, spray it again. You have to do it more often than if you were using MAC's brush cleanser. I seem to use more of this to get the same effect of using just a small portion of this. But for $2, hey, I would buy it again. I would definitely buy it again. And the last product that I wanted to review was the e.l.f. Stipple Brush. Now this brush, it's okay if you're just starting out with makeup or just want to use a brush to play around with different liquid foundations, then this is the brush for you. This brush, it's okay. I've used better. I prefer to use, if I can find it, my MAC 190, or I have the small MAC stipple brush. It doesn't have a number. This one came out with the MAC Hello Kitty collection. I'd rather use this one instead. This one tends to shed, especially when I'm applying product. It tends to use, I see the bristles on my face, and it tends to be prickly on the skin. Not this one. The MAC one is not prickly, and it doesn't shed while I'm applying the product. So if you need a brush just to play with, to practice with, I recommend this one, or if you're starting out. But just beware, this brush does shed a lot, especially when you're applying your product. But I still use it, and I'm going to still use it. It's just not one of my favorite go-to 100% of the time. I will go to this brush when I'm just trying to play with different foundations, or when my other stipple brush is dirty. But this one is not my go-to brush. And that is it for my review. I hope you guys are having a great day, great evening, and I do have a tutorial for this look, which was inspired by this wizard that has all those beautiful colors in his cape. So if you guys have any questions, leave it in the comment box below, and comment, rate, subscribe, and until my next video, I'll see you guys later.